Hello, friends. Welcome to the show. We have a very special episode for you guys today. With me is the co-host of New Eden, the Echoes of New Eden. Sorry. Uh, and first we have Rambo. Hello.
Hello, what's up? What's going on?
Hey, hey. And the host, you're the co-host, right? And then you said the host was Jay Honey.
Yeah, I'm the co-host. Yeah.
That was a good one.
Good. Hey, let's talk about your podcast first. How did you guys start your podcast, which has been becoming popular?
Well, roundabout when quarantine hit is also roundabout when my job moved out of town and then vanished. So I've been doing a lot of media projects. I've got a few other podcasts going on, so YouTube channels, green screen behind me for when I eventually bother trying to do Twitch. But I got into Eve Echoes the hour it came out. I've been waiting for it for a year. And as soon as I realized it was proper Eve, close enough anyway, I kind of wanted to make something for the community, get people who obviously have no idea what they're doing information, get them caught up, get them involved in the game. Eventually, I wanted some help with that. And then here comes Rambo.
And so I came in. Yep.
Enter
I didn't
Rambo.
come in until about I didn't come in until about episode 12. I think episode 12 was
It was 12.
my
yeah.
debut episode. And I mean, I didn't have a good mic. I was like, okay, hey, I want to try this out. What can I do? So we ended up making up the script as far as what roles I could play as part of the podcast. And that's just something I've always been interested in. I love listening to podcasts while I work. That's literally all I listen to is just podcasts. And so, and so, I heard about his and I started listening to it, and I was like, dang it, that was something that I just didn't think about it. And well, he had one episode where he's like, well, we are actually hiring. So if you got if you got an interest in joining, then, reach out to him. So that I did. I gave him a review and was like, man, I really enjoyed it. At the time he had a diplomat on there. And I just thought that what that person had said was it's so interesting, the meta of the game. And I enjoyed listening to it, and I just wanted more. So I reached out to him and was able to land a spot as a co-host. So we've been doing it ever since.
It's
We've
been
since
slowly
then
evolving.
we've so far done 4 released episodes, and then we got Pilot Talk, which comes out this Thursday for its first episode. So, and it's with that one, it's just him and I because it's the first episode, and we kind of give our histories getting into the game and our experiences in the game, stuff like that. And it's definitely kind of the more laid back kind of talk type podcast rather than news and information like the Tuesday episodes that we would do.
Yeah.
And it reaches out to a different crowd. There's people that yes, they want the news and they want it in 5 minutes, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. We have an episode for that. But then there's people that really, they just, while they're working, if they want something in their ear to listen to, we got that too. And of course, we're going to try and keep it as Eve Echoes dominant as possible. So we probably won't stray off on too many tangents as far as other topics or anything like that. We'll just try and keep it Eve Echoes. So that's exciting. I can't wait to do more episodes of that.
I do mostly drift off into rambling, incoherent stories about Eve Online. Still pretty closely related.
That's the thing is Eve Online, even though yes, it's a separate game. It still has a lot to do with Eve Echoes.
Yeah.
You know, and some stuff transferred over, and yet some stuff didn't. But we're kind of expecting some of that stuff to come in. So a lot of the veterans kind of get that upper hand on new players like me that came in. I mean, I couldn't even play Eve online because my computer couldn't handle it.
Oh no!
But starting Eve Echoes from day one, I didn't know what to expect. So, you know, that's makes it fun. The game's not ruined for me yet because I don't know what's coming.
Oh, you're in for some deep shit.
Yeah.
I mean, in a good way. You're in for good.
I'm not worried about it. I'm
stuck.
too optimistic to take my phone and throw it. I'll just take it. I'll just take all the challenges that the game has and figure out a way to still play.
Yeah, it was Raul who said, "You never quit Eve. Once you get in, you never quit.
Mhm.
You may take a break here and there." Yeah.
Yeah, and it might have been Evalia that said, you know, you beat Eve. Let's see, what did she say? She said something
When
about
you quit, that's when you beat Eve.
yes, yeah. When you quit, that's
accurate.
So. I'm in it for the long run, though. I really enjoy this game, so
I've quit Eve like 3 different times.
I gotta subscribe to you guys. I gotta listen to you more. I was showing on the screen for our viewers to see. Please follow them. The name is Echoes of New Eden. Okay, it's a weekly pod, available everywhere, right? Apple, Spotify.
Yeah,
Google.
everywhere.
Yeah.
All the directories,
Yep.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, Spotify and Apple, definitely the big ones.
Awesome.
And we actually had a fan. We had a fan post our podcast in a Spanish website, some podcast site that's in Spanish, and one of our fans had submitted it to that too. We're like, oh, okay. It's all English, of course, what we do, but you know,
it is also on a Indian directory as well.
I can help you guys get on the Asian, the Asian market too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
so needless to say, 16
weakest.
16 episodes in, he's doing well.
I was propaganding in our Asian channels, in the Asian websites, and you'd be surprised. So many people just watch our, listen to our pod and watch our videos just to listen to English, just to learn English.
Nice.
Really? Yeah.
So that's one way. I'm just shamelessly plugging my own, or the Horde's podcast as well. So Voice of the Horde. Please. Again,
I think you're more than welcome to do that. Yeah.
So 2 podcasts. You guys will never get bored. I listen to podcasts all the time, like when I'm sleeping, when I'm working. Yeah. So it's always listening to something. So if you're like me, please follow, subscribe, give us 5-star ratings, reviews. I only have
definitely appreciated 2,
and I can't see yours. Anyways, let's talk about where are we.
We have 9.
Awesome.
Don't rub it in.
Hey, check back.
Be nice.
Year, right? I mean, we have something.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure we're gonna grow together.
Yeah. We'll help get word out.
Yeah. So, let's talk about, what are we talking about? What do you guys want to talk about next?
Let's talk about you, head of marketing and University of Golden Horde Alliance.
All right.
That is a hefty title.
That's a huge title. I'm very interested as to what that title means.
It means I have too many things to do. That's outside the game.
Yeah.
So how did I land this role? First of all, it's I just had no time for the game, but I was so bought into what we're trying to do. Like, Bo is awesome. Our main CEO. He's just sold this message really well. He's like, we're building this community that's player first, and then I just bought into it. And then I was like, oh, let me do something. Even though I don't have a lot of time to play, I'd like to do something to help. So first I did university first, and that went pretty well. So then I started doing recruitment first. So going way back, this is when the game first launched. I was one of the 2 recruiting officers for Valhalla. And so while doing that, again, it was all Discord, right? It didn't require in-game. I noticed, first of all, we needed university because a lot of new players, they needed help. And we wanted players to get contents from us, or get trained from us, like following order, things like that. So that was the main thing, creating a community for the players. And so that's how university started. And then as we went on with university, I did less recruiting. And then when do we start marketing? I think it was when we had the first player station in SPNN, A-Spin. The fight was SHH Alliance. They came to try to kill our station, but we fought them, and then it was a good fight. And then we sort of said, okay, this is, because at the time it was the biggest fight in EVE Echo's history, right? I think we had
I remember that fight.
Yeah, we have 500 people in local. It was, again, the biggest fight up to date. So we were like, this is a good way to get our name out there. We need to do something to, media or, propaganda, whatever. So yeah, I got, and so again, Bo is just awesome. He's like, oh, okay, so you want to do it, just do it. I love, this is his quote. He says, it doesn't matter if we fuck up 1,000,000 times, as long as we are doing it for the players, it doesn't matter. So I like that mindset. So just going and trying different things, like including this podcast, including these videos, whatever, everything we've been doing is based on this mindset of just trying things, doing it for the players, and here we are.
The more fun content and more engagement you get, the better. Can't hurt.
Yeah.
I was actually at that 8-spin battle. I died twice, and I think I was ranked 13th on SHH most valuable kills.
Oh
so
yeah,
I was 13th on there, something like that.
I mean, going back
and
to this battle,
it's
yeah. Sorry, just real quick.
Yeah, it was huge. It was a huge battle.
Yeah. In case our listeners don't know, we are allies now. We've decided to take the same side against bothers. But what people have been saying, because we've had a lot of pushbacks on, especially on the Chinese forums, saying SHH are racist, blah blah whatever. Why are you guys together? We were like, no, we were fighting each other, and then I showed them the video, and then I was like, no, we were fighting until you guys started using bots, or whoever started using bots. That's why we need to fight together. We're fighting bots together. Anyways, please.
Ultimately, ultimately we got a lot of respect from SHH when we were defending that base.
For sure.
And so I think that was part of them saying, hey, actually these guys are pretty good. They beat us with kitchen sink, type of fleet. And I think they had a good time, even though they ended up having to retreat. But ultimately they thought, hey, these guys are actually pretty good, and moving forward is probably a pretty wise choice to join up with them, at least in a coalition.
I mean, I still remember after the fight, they said this was like the best fight they've ever had in game, because they've been killing stations or having getting fights left and right everywhere. And we were the first ones to give them a good fight. That's why they didn't that's why they liked us.
And that was my first CTA too. And I think it was the first one to where it was in my time frame to where I could, it was actually 11 o'clock at night is when it started for me. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to stay up. I'm going to do this. I didn't have an SRP ship at the time. And so I just brought my own ship and threw a couple ships out there, but I got them back on insurance, so I'm not worried about that. But it was an awesome fight.
Yeah. What I remember, because that was like my only fight in Echoes. I've been playing mostly on EVE online, but it was like my only fight in Echoes. I remember clearly. I went in, and I got headshot. I was FCing a fleet. I think I was the first one to die. They somehow knew who I was, or whatever, or maybe I was too close. I don't know, but they headshot me, and but we had a station, so I just went and got a newbie ship, got out, and started FCing again. But yeah, again,
Nice.
really good fight. So much fun.
Yeah, I remember hearing about the good sportsmanship after that fight.
Oh, yeah.
Both sides just like complimenting each other instead of taking the piss on each other.
Yeah. I remember they what did they do? So we were asked, I think it was Raw who was FCing the whole thing. He just said, okay, we're gonna get off the gate, we're gonna let these guys go home. Because they've basically said, good fight, let us go home, and then we said, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I remember
You were
that command
nicer than
to stand down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So with the whole marketing job that you do you actually enjoy it?
Oh yeah, loving it. Marketing is especially fun because we have all these posters. I was gonna show you these posters.
Yeah, that was my next question is, are you making them?
No,
Do you make them?
No, I've been so like, because we have a big alliance, but so my job is to basically take orders or take the directions from leadership in SPC, the senior partners, and then give it to our designers. We were lucky to find like 5 really good designers. Huge shout out to them. We have Matara, we have Tim. Tim is actually, did you know Tim from Red One? He joined us, the marketing team. He helped us edit a video, our second episode, I believe. I didn't know he was like like Red One's one of the officers. Where you see, what is his title?
Yeah, corp leader.
Oh, he's the leader.
He's one of our corp leaders.
So I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I still didn't know. so he's one of the designers as well. So we have.
That's awesome. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, and then we have Cornelius. His new, he made the new poster for the raffle, the lottery, and then we have so many. I'm trying to find the names. Corwin, he's new too. He's made some awesome stuff. All our military, logos, what you call it, insignias. That's from us. A lot of people have been, praising that. Yeah, so we're so lucky to have like these 5 really good designers who, I think in real life they get paid a lot of money for doing this. And they've been doing this for us for free, for the love of the community, and so
That's awesome.
awesome. Yeah. So I'm definitely enjoying this role. Perhaps even more the university side, because I was a teacher, or I still am a teacher in real life. So education's always been my thing. And let me just show you what we have. Latest thing right now is the forum. We have the mentorship program, where we have a list of mentors for people to ask questions, and we have the new pilots welcome center. You can see we did a lot of stuff into this. We even had a 40-day skill plan. Let's see, yeah. So we have recommended skill plans for newbies. We have we have a bunch of things like intro, welcome, blah blah blah, all these things. So
Kind of taking up the mantle of EVE University, but for Echoes.
yeah.
Awesome.
So I'm enjoying both university part for helping players. We have, so my job there is mostly now I don't really have time to teach, but you know, when people request, when there's no one else to teach, I have to teach. But we have Avalia. She's one of the main teachers as well. People love her because she's been the other main teacher that we have. We're gonna train and recruit some more teachers to help us teach. So now basically, you know, you just go to Discord and then you request a lesson. We have a list of lessons for people to choose from, and they just pick from the list, and you get either Avalia or someone, you know, equally qualified teachers.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've actually never been to that website to check it out. I'll have to check it out.
Please.
You could learn something.
Yeah, please check it out. Shout out to Radar, who built this website and funded it. Yeah, you know Radar. Radar.
Yeah.
He has stepped down from the main. He was like the main admin before, but he stepped down to more like a backstage kind of role now. Anyways, let's talk about you guys. I'm tired of talking. Oh, I know. Jay Honey, you've played EVE Online before, right? For a long time.
Since 2007, not counting every time I rage quit forever and was never going back. Did that like 4 times.
So you thought you beat the game, but
yeah.
So yeah, talk about that.
I've been kind of everywhere, like a little bit of high sec. Went first thing in game, like there were no tutorials or anything. Just here's a ship, fuck you. So first thing was straight out to null sec, and first like couple years were null sec. Then the missioning, and then the piracy, and then more piracy. Then a little more piracy on the side. Some industrial stuff, and then more piracy. But always ended up getting caught in all the giant coalition blob warfare. They had like a...
Take sides?
What's that?
Did you ever take sides on the coalitions?
Yeah, we had like a year-long war with the entire Russian bloc. And deployments like 80 jumps away, like Navy Geddons being standard. No fun. Like setting your alarm for like 6 a.m. For CTAs, just for like 4-hour form-ups. Yeah. But we had like 2,500 of us were at a station, or a POS in the bubble. We're inside the shield, and there's 3,000 Russians outside. Yeah, we did get into their comms, and we did start blasting the troll guy, like at 120 decibels over their comms to disrupt their orders. Got a little trouble for that, but we definitely lost that, but it was funny.
Yeah. You mentioned
most of everything we did was just because it was funny.
I don't. When did they take out pause? I don't see pause anymore. So I took a long break and I just came back.
At least 3 years ago, I think. I'm not sure. It's like I just recently logged into one of my accounts again, and like, oh, everything I own is somewhere in Goon space. Never mind.
Come join us. We need all the help we can get right now. In case you haven't heard.
My buddy drugged me to Goons, and we just got some oracles mining, and I hated it. So then I just started trolling Goons, and then I drifted off of EVE Online.
Okay. And now here you are, EVE Echoes.
And now here I am with more and more things just being handed to me without asking. Here's the corporation. Here's the alliance. We have fun. Also, you have all the director rules because nobody will take any responsibility. So that's fun.
I wanted to share this awesome video in case you haven't seen it.
On 6th of May 2003,
let's see.
A universe was born. An expanse of untapped potential. Then came life. And union.
saw PL and the Karma Fleet.
You ventured forth into the unknown, spreading out to the farthest reaches. Humble beginnings gave way to pioneering frontiers.
Oh, OG graphics.
You forged your diplomacy among the blaze of stars.
Move.
And you drew your lines in the sand.
Did you not love the old ship models? I love them.
Your rivalries shaped your world, triggering wars of unprecedented scale. Breathing life into the galaxy. You wrote the history of Eve. Countless stories of greatness, treachery, and rebellion. A tapestry of emerging and collapsing empires. As the greatest events of your past and the achievements of your community have become legend.
Burn
The
Judah.
future is yours to write.
Yeah, this is definitely a better presentation than the I was there video. I don't know if you remember that one, but that one was just amazingly cheesy.
The real life meet. So
Yeah, the Eve Fest in Reykjavik. A lot of people I know we go all the time. Sometimes they would never come home. They would just move. And I don't blame them. I've never been though. Wish I did.
So yeah, in case you're on the podcast and you didn't see that, that's the video is called "Celebrating 15 Years of Eve." This was done when was it done? 2 years ago, 2018.
Wow.
Go look it up on YouTube. Yeah, it's amazing. It's like all the player stories. The theme is, you know, featuring all the players because we are the ones who build the stories, just like we're doing in Echoes now, right? I mean, that's why we all love this game.
Excuse me. Got that.
We are part of the story. We're building the story. Especially, I'm really excited for Solve coming supposedly this month, right? Because that's when the real stories begin.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I'm hearing it's going to be intense.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. We're in a good position though. Well, GH, how about your Pantheon, J Honey? Your alliance is called Pantheon, right?
There is a Pantheon Alliance that we found out about by seeing Reddit propaganda and going, wait a minute. Who the fuck is that? That's not us. And there's also us that is the Pantheon. So there's two different alliances with almost the exact same name. And yeah, we might also have a member corporation named the Golden Horde, who's never heard of the Golden Horde. And that's also caused some confusion.
Interesting.
Rambo, have you seen them yet? Like whatchamacallit, like copycats, similar names?
No, actually, no. I haven't.
Really?
He told me about the Golden Horde Corporation the other day. I was like, really? Okay. Are they red? First of all, are they red?
I remember seeing Valhalla, spelled differently, but
I think there was like a lot of fake goon wannabes, especially when the game started.
oh, yeah.
And they've mostly disappeared now.
I know this because we know who those people are. Yeah, he was a goon, and then but he was just an ass, and
That checks out. That tracks. Was a goon, is an ass.
Eh, we're not all asses.
I get
I'm a
told
nice
that by a lot of goons.
Yeah.
Not sure I believe it. No, I'm kidding. You're good.
We're just the best. I'm kidding. How do we get to where we are today? This is talking about what are we talking about? Oh, I think this was for you, Rambo. You just landed your new title, new position, right? Officer
Yeah.
Of
Yep.
Red One. Yeah. Talk to us.
Recruiting officer of Red One. Yeah. It's so far it's a huge learning experience. I've never done anything like this before. In a way, I did ask to do more within the corporation, and so I was talking with the CEO, Baron, and I was just talking with him like, hey, I'm interested in doing more for the corporation. Hey, what can I do? So him, maybe amongst others, were starting to talk, and they came up with a recruiting position. And so I would be able to help them with recruiting.
Mhm.
I'm like, sweet. Okay. That's probably something I can do, help new players come in and learn that role. And ultimately that's what I wanted to do, is learn that role, figure out, how to catch spies, or actually just make a good first impression.
Sure.
I think that's very important. So make a good first impression, and man, just have fun with it. So as of recent, and that started just as a recruiting officer. So I took in a couple applications. Okay. Then it was probably a couple days later, then they made me officer of recruiting. And so now everything was coming through me, and it was like the floodgates had opened, and all of a sudden I get like 15 applications going through, and my keyboard, I'm just typing away, I'm typing messages, and my keyboard's on fire. And it was so crazy. And, definitely a new experience for me. I enjoyed it. It settled down after a while. So didn't have to worry. I didn't pull out too much hair or anything like that. So it did settle down. I'm all caught up. So that's good. But being in this position too, in Red One, just opened my eyes to see how much more is on the management level to keep that corporation, in tip-top shape like it is. And so I'm like, holy smokes, as a regular member, you don't really see all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes.
For sure.
And once I got into that position, there was a whole lot of reading I had to do, catch up on current events and stuff like that. And man, I'm just so happy. I told Barrett, I said, there's a smile from ear to ear. I am so happy to be in that position, and I really hope that I could provide them really well.
Yeah, cool.
So there was that. And then also just before that, I was promoted to a team captain on one of our CTAs that we were doing. And so team captain, fleet commander for Red One, and that was actually kind of accidental. I've commanded fleets before, just like, going out and just doing random stuff, not like for official CTAs or anything like that. But Shack Attack, right?
Yes.
So he was the FC of the fleet that I was in for a CTA. Well, then he'd got called off to do a stealth bomber fleet.
Okay.
And so he appointed me as the commander of that fleet. So I pretty much inherited it at that point, right?
Nice.
I'm like, okay, well, I got 9 other frigates with me. We're the fast tackle fleet at that time. And we were out, I think we were just going for like a roam type raid at that time. The CTA was over, but then we went for like this roam. And we destroyed CAN-Us and CNIs, and we crashed a gate camp with like 30 people there.
Nice.
And I only had 1 death in my fleet, and he wasn't part of my corporation, but I tried helping him out as best I could. But after all that was said and done, I went to the Discord, and I was just thinking, and it turned out that that operation was a training operation. I'm like, really? And so I spoke up in Red One's Discord. I said, hey, it turned out the CTA was kind of a training op, and I kind of fleet commanded this fleet, and we were actually really successful. Does this mean I get to be team captain now? Or does this mean like a promotion of some sort? And then Elo is right there with it. He's like, yep, you're now a fleet captain. I was like, sweet. So, ever since then, that's when it's just been this escalator ride of promotions. And man, I love it. The metagame is so interesting to me. Yeah. I really like Eve Echoes, but the metagame and man, it's just so different. I like it.
Yeah.
And you get to FC and be part of the community, so you get both ends.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Right.
Best of both games. It's two different games.
Get to yell at people in two different servers.
Well, I don't do too much yelling. I'm pretty passive when it comes to stuff like that. So
honestly, it's the best way to see, just being calm and neutral.
For sure.
Yeah. We don't need to be crazy and yelling at each other and stuff like that. Just calm and collective. Yeah. Get the job done, So, and that day we did. We were actually really successful. Yeah. It was awesome.
Nice.
Cool.
What else we got on here?
How did I get here? I covered that already.
Yeah.
But okay, let me just go back to EO real quick. I started in 2004, and I started parroting in Fountain, and I remember I just had a blast doing that, and then I joined Goons somewhere. I think it was during the Bob War, the Fountain War. I think it was the Fountain 1 versus Bob. Yeah. Very, very. How should I put it? Lots of stories. That's for another episode. But yeah. So I took a break in. When did I take a break? 2015, because I had my daughter. Yeah. So that was. No, was it 2015? It was right after BTEC R. If you don't know BTEC R, that was the biggest Titan fight massacre that we had in EVE Online. It was the most damage ever, the biggest fight ever. It was capital ships, Titans. So I quit soon after that, and then I came back after the Horn of Gundar, whatever. Enemies at our doorstep. So Matani, sent out an email saying, "Okay, we need help. Everybody, please come back." So here I'm back, and then my daughter. So that while I was doing that, this is around the same time Echoes came out. It's August, right? Yeah, it was around the same time where Echoes came out. So I was like, I think there's going to be a lot more. It was a mobile game, right? So I remember I was camping at the time. I was out camping for a week, and I was like, this is a perfect time for me to find another mobile game to play, in this EVE. So why not? And then, yeah.
You end up camping while you're camping.
Oh yeah, I had to, because if the campground actually had pretty good Wi-Fi at night. Like late night, so I actually got to do some missions at night when everyone else was sleeping. Yeah.
So I had heard. Oh, go ahead, Jhoney.
Echo's been more grabbing your attention, making you not want to go back to EO then?
No, and like I said, I've been a lifelong goon basically, and it's live or die with with Goons. You know, they're at our doorstep. In case you don't follow, they planted a Keepstar as a station right next to our system, to our home system. So like there's constant gate camps, constant battles, constant fights going on. Their message is they're trying to wipe us off the game, and so I'm like, no, not until, you know, I still have a few billion ISK to burn. So I'll fight until my last ship.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
Again, not all goons are bad. I keep trying to tell people, you know, I'm a nice guy. I'm not.
Yeah, they're not
scamming. I've been scammed before, but it's all part of the game, you know. It's
those scams are legitimate.
We're not all like assholes.
Yeah, it's just
like the game.
It's just a normal thing for people to shit on the goons.
I mean, it does happen.
We don't mean it.
A lot of people. We have a forum that's just for posting your loot, what you got from scamming people. So I mean, that's part of the culture. I'm not saying, but you know, again, we have
Jito local
like
all over again.
We have people who don't do that, so it's all good times, all fun and times, really, because we're the longest and largest, you know, group in the game. So yeah.
I was gonna say I have 0 EO experience because I think I've already mentioned it. My computer couldn't even run it. I heard of Eve. It still can't. It can't render the character creation. That's my issue. Is the game crashes right as soon as I'm creating a character, so I can't even get into the game, let alone play it. But I heard of Eve originally. So when I moved to Arizona, I used to live with my uncle and aunt, and my uncle played Eve online like all night.
Awesome.
I'm like, what the heck is this game that you're playing? You know, he's I would see his screen and he's like chewing rocks, you know, with these miners. And I remember asking him, I said, dude, why your ship looks so ugly? What the heck is that about? He's like, well, there's nothing in space. You don't need aerodynamics. You know, I was like, well, you got a good point, you know, but you're driving a brick through space. It's just, I thought it was hilarious, right? But it was always in the back of my head. I'm just fascinated by astronomy, stuff like that. And it's always been in the back of my head. Well, more recently, so let's forward 10 years. And I installed it on my game. I tried playing it. My computer crashes every time. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe there's something. Yeah, I think it's about time. And so I was like, okay, well, you know, if I can't play it on the computer, what do they have for mobile games? And at the time, Eve Echoes wasn't released yet, but it was available for pre-order through the App Store. So I was like, okay, I could pre-order that. Well, my wife is pregnant, 9 months pregnant. She gave birth July 31st, which I think is about 8 days older than the game release. So because I was on leave because of my daughter being born, I had some free time to be able to play that game. And so I started it. I kind of just like low key played it, did the crappy tutorial. And ultimately I really didn't start playing it up until I got into Red One, my first and only corporation I've been a part of. And
lucky you.
And that's really when the game started for me. Yeah.
Red One has been awesome. Like from dealing with all the people, got some awesome people. Yeah. So lucky you.
Yeah. Definitely shout out to Ella and Riva and Tim for literally everything they do. Baron also. Man, you know, talking with Ella, and you've talked with Ella. Yeah. He knows so much, and I'm just fascinated when he talks. I'm like, man, just teach me all your ways. It's awesome.
I think he's at another level, like really professional, taking this really seriously. Like the whole military ranking system. The just whenever, like you said, whenever you talk to him, he's got it like down to the details, and everything.
Yeah, and that comes with the experience he's had too in other games in the past. So it was just natural of him, I think, to be able to take a position like that.
Right.
And I think he would even admit that. I think it was him that admitted, you know, here at Red One, we actually got pretty lucky to get the group of guys that we did, considering that people were just joining just to get that 500K free SP. I mean, that honestly, that's what I did. I just found the first corp that had the available space. Granted, it was from the EU. You know, I don't mind European players. I play with the EU players on Xbox. I don't mind them. You know, I speak almost fluent German, but
We could use
but that didn't defer me. No, there's people. We have people that live in Germany that are a lot better than me. But
you can FC. You can FC a German fleet.
potentially, possibly, yeah. Translate if you need a translator on a dot, I could probably do that.
That'll be fun.
So,
I know you
so
speak in Europe.
yeah, just I joined that knowing that they were part of the EU, and I mean, I never had a reason to leave, so it's awesome.
Yeah, good for you. I mean, what are the chances, right? You found Red One just randomly.
Yeah, yeah, and what are the chances too? And even then, the leadership that we got out of random people, you know, to make it as far up as they did, especially in the Horde. You know, to be able to take on roles and management and, you know, fleet commanders. And then another thing I learned about the game is all the spreadsheets. And you know, we have people, you know, they manage all that stuff too.
Wait till we get API and solve. There's gonna be so much more spreadsheets.
Okay, I don't know what API is. I know what sovereignty is, but I don't know what the API is.
Yeah, it's going to make everything a lot more logged, trackable.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like market, kill mills, mostly market.
Is that corporation level?
So everything. So you can access these numbers out of the game. You know, so like you can see the market data when you're outside the game, or you can see your kill mills outside the game.
And if you're a recruitment officer, and I might know some of those, you're going to be getting everybody who applies to send you their API key.
Yes.
And you're going to be checking what their alts are doing, all their corp history, all their transactions, their kill mills.
Let me write this down.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
People are going to be giving you access to everything about their account, other than the actual username and password, for you to pour over bit by bit. Have fun with that.
Yeah.
But you know,
it'll be fun.
By the way, we have an episode talking to the Valhalla recruiters. If you're interested in that, you can go back and check out that episode. It's called Recruiters.
Oh, okay.
Good deal. Will do.
Should we talk about the next thing? Yes.
I got all the time in the world.
So, I mean, it's still related to recruiting, but now you're internal recruiting. Or basically people are coming to you, right, from Valhalla.
Yeah.
So talk about how that's been handled on your side, and then I'll
So it was literally 10 minutes after I was told that I was being promoted to the recruiting officer of Red One. Revid said, "Shall we open the floodgates?" And you know, I didn't really know what that meant. I think by that time you'd already had 2 Valhalla applications at that time, and I was like, okay, I did those. I did those, got them in, got them taken care of, and then literally the floodgates. We had 10 applications on the spot, and I was like, man, I have to talk to 10 people pretty much all at the same time. you know. So I started doing 2 at a time and kind of just doing the back and forth. And it was actually Tim. He had asked if I needed help. I was like, yes, please help. You know, to get them taken care of as quickly as possible. Ultimately, that's what I wanted to help them with, was to get stuff taken care of quick. So since then, we here at Red One, we've taken in, I believe, 15 or 16 Valhalla members. With love. And you know, I guess it's just a direction change that Valhalla is doing, and a little bit of a cultural divide that you know, people may or may not agree with. So I think here at Red One, we've actually got a pretty decent corp of well-rounded, you know, people. You know, we got our industry, and we got our PvPers, and then we got our casual players. And the big thing about Red One is it's family first with us. You know, we don't require you to drop everything that you're doing and get into a fleet for a CTA or stuff like that. And, you know, being family friendly and stuff like that, especially for me, because now I'm a father. My time is divided. Thank you. And, you know, I work full time, and then I come home and I take care of the baby girl. And, you know, I then the times that I can play, I play. And then that's when I'm able to fleet up and take care of, you know, Discord stuff or whatever. And so I think a lot of people in Valhalla, or maybe just the Horde in general, kind of know how we do things. And that's probably through Ella and Riva and Tim. You know, it's like, hey man, you know, they're very you can talk to them all day, and you know, and get a really good relationship with them. And that's what people like, is that ease of communication and how they run things and their perception of things. And it's just super easy. And, you know, we're also, we might be known for probably least amount of drama. A lot of the people here, if we get something happen, I don't know, a blue on blue, or really, I don't see very much drama. If anything, we got like a blue on blue kill, and then that's taken care of internally. Okay, everybody shrugs and they're on their way. I just think that a lot of people from Valhalla had known about how we run and decided to hop on board. So we got quite a few. I think the count was 16, maybe a couple more, and we might have more coming.
I guess I kind of get the impression you guys both love your home in the Golden Horde.
Oh yeah.
It's been my only home. I don't know anything different, I suppose. I hear about how other corporations and other alliances are ran. You know, you hear about the Gen Fed, you hear about how they're ran and kind of their perception on the game. SHH was another big one. Honk, remember we had the interview with Chris Wolf from Honk. And, you know, I take in the info that they give, and not to be like, you know, not to use it against them or anything, but I find it interesting just how CEOs and alliance leaders, you know, just have that different perception of the game. And with the Horde, it's a lot of I feel that it's kind of a little bit laid back. It's not as strict as what other alliances are. And dude, that just makes it nice. It's so nice to be able to have that.
Our leadership is different. What makes the difference? Like, everything's about players first.
Yeah.
How it should be. So. Awesome.
Should I say something about the Valhalla guys? Because I was from a Valhalla too, and I know how they must have felt. I just wish them the best of luck, and it sounds like they found a really good new home. So good for them.
Yeah, we're happy to take them in. Some of them got to keep their roles in the Horde. Some of them, I guess you could say, might have got kind of like a demotion, but at the same time a vacation.
Oh yeah.
So a peace of mind ultimately too. I don't really know what's going on at my level. I don't really know what's going on aside from just a kind of a culture change that Bo is trying to, take it in a different direction. So, but yeah, to the best of luck of them, and we're taking them in with open arms, and we love them so far. They're chatting up a storm.
Good. Best of luck to them. Yes, and we're still in the same family, which is different door, basically different level, different floor.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I think I actually need to go soon, so let's give our final thoughts and shoutouts.
Okay.
Unless you have something to add before.
Nothing off the top of my head. I think we've been covering a lot of it.
Yeah.
Future plans, anybody? More episodes?
Yeah, have me.
We should
I don't
do this
have
more
like
often.
anything clever. Yeah, yeah. Be more with it and organized because I was caught by surprise here. So I'm.
Sorry, that's my dog.
No worries.
I wanted to show you my Chinese propaganda. So, again, people were calling us racist for siding with SSH. And so I went on this forum, basically, a forum. What happened to my picture? This was a poster, the anti-bot poster. Basically saying, we have fought SSH before, like what I said earlier. So, and then the basically the consensus, we have reached sort of a consensus on Reddit too. Like that's very similar on Reddit. It's people have been more agreeing with our message that that we are indeed just fighting bots. We're not just fighting the Chinese. So so it didn't matter who was botting. We were just fighting the botters. We didn't. So there was nothing racist about that.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean that message has gone through. I think most of the people. I know Talking Station, another YouTube channel, did another interview today. I didn't watch it yet. It was with GenFed, and they were talking about the same thing. Like, so I'm gonna watch it soon. But basically, yeah, people on the Chinese side and on Reddit, on the our Western side, both have been getting our message. So that's good. So we're winning on that.
Well, speaking of that, did you want to touch up on the war, on how that's going with DP?
Yeah. Can you do the update for us?
Well, based off the CTAs, the recent CTAs, we've just been, it seems like, just success after success after success, and it seems like DP is just getting dominated from the front and the back. They're struggling to keep up. DP, yeah, literally. Yeah.
That's a good one.
He would go there. Yeah, so they're struggling. In one of the last CTAs, the Horde was there looking for a fight, expecting a fight. I from what I believe, DP scouts kind of said, no, we're not going to deal with this. They ended up turning around and running right into GenFed. And ultimately, yeah, it wasn't good for them. So they took tail and ran home. So that was a win, for us. And as far as VVV, they're probably not really messing with us anymore. I did see a lot of F1, F2. I think there's even F3 corporations. It seems like every day another hostile is added to the list. I'm like, oh, okay, what's this one? And F1 gives us some serious fights. They bring a lot to the table, I think. And I mean, one of the CTAs had to have been 100+ enemies to our 100+ rally, and it was a fight for what, an hour, 2 hours, and that's just it's insane, and the amount of ISK loss is definitely in our favor. So they are just getting dwindled, and it's good to see. And of course, it's the bots. It's not a racism thing, and it's, hey, but I think some of these corporations are kind of just defending the other corporations, not necessarily that they bought. They're just kind of there as their what do you call it, mercenaries. So we're fighting not only the bots, but they're mercenaries too. So but hey, if they want to fight, I think the Horde will bring it.
Yeah.
At least bots are doing something good and generating content.
To add to that, our spies have been telling us the botting has been significantly slowed down. Like at first, they were able to find them everywhere, whenever they looked. But since this war started, they've been decreasing by a lot. So nowadays, I do it sometimes too. And I go around and I find nothing. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, and when we're looking for news to report on for our news podcast, very little is said about bots anymore, and actually very little is really said about the war. When
died down a lot,
when the big three had originally, did that coalition. Yeah. It was like, oh my gosh, what the heck? There's a huge war in the game, and people were thinking that it's all Chinese versus all Westerners, or but it's once the message got out that no, we're not fighting racism, we're fighting bots. And after that message got out, I think, well, it also helps too that the Eve Echoes devs are also banning accounts. So unusual bot behavior, I think, unusual mining behavior, unusual anomaly behavior, stuff like that.
Hello.
Hi. Hello, Uncle Steven.
Bye. Sorry about that. Okay.
No problem.
She's apologized.
She's been bringing me food, like going up and down.
Food and drinks, man. You got the
I wish you brought me alcohol. You just got me water. I'm excited, but it's just water.
I give you some more food.
No more, please. Oh my goodness. I have no idea. She got me like all these crazy. It's a spicy sauce too. With the...
Oh,
there you go.
Anyhow, let's shoutouts. Final shoutouts. Who wants to do it?
I got nothing in particular, Ed. You want to shout out the show? Just shout out ours. You shout out yours. Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll start with that, I suppose. But shout out,
either of you.
Echoes of New Eden is our podcast. We have episodes every Tuesdays and now Thursdays from here on out. And then also shout out to my corporation, Red One, for everything that they do. And shout out to the Horde for being awesome.
My internet family, Garden of the Gods, and the Pantheon, not Pantheon.
When the things, that means the time is up.
Okay. My shout outs to, again, the media team, our designers. Everyone's awesome. To all the Horde. Everyone's awesome. To the New Asian Alliance. We have a New Asian Alliance launched just today, announced today. Sorry, called Zen Horde. If you didn't catch that, it's on our podcast and on our YouTube channel. You can watch us talk with the CEOs of this New Asian Alliance. It's pretty cool. Again, we started this alliance. Hopefully, it's gonna be one of the main forces of the Horde,
Run, you
especially
have to
for
go
the
to
Asian
France
time
now.
zone, of course. I mean, that's the reason why we started it.
Right.
But
think
it's
that's
got a
good,
different
yeah.
culture, different slight twist to what the Horde offers, but same message. Players first. Yeah. So that's best of lucks to that. What is this?
You got a cape.
Super. Butterfly.
Shout out to Neon's daughter, providing him food and clothing while recording this show.
Thank you.
It was very kind of her.
Yeah. Okay, that was fun. Unfortunately, I would have, like to stay longer, but she's getting restless. I have to go. So
Yeah, not a problem, man.
invite
Yeah.
me back. I'd love to talk to you guys more about whatever.
Yeah, and
Yeah, man.
Neon, if you need another voice, and just let me know, and then
Let's do it.
I can tag along for stuff. Yeah.
Let's do more. All right.
I'll let him off the leash and load him out to you.
Wait, I'm on a leash. Wait a minute. I don't know about that. I didn't sign anything.
Is that what this is?
All right.
Yeah, no, it was fun. I appreciate it, man.
Okay.
And yeah,
One quick shout out to the raffle. Where's my raffle?
we got a raffle going.
Yes, not this one. This is the bought one. Here. If you haven't bought the ticket yet, please buy it. But Golden Horde only. Sorry.
I'll stick to our raffles. We good.
10 millions per ISK per entry. We've unlimited entries, and first prize is a Macario 6 billion worth 6 billion.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, these are big boy prizes right here.
Yeah.
so if I stick an alt in Golden Horde,
Yes. Welcome.
Daddy,
Okay.
Daddy
guys,
needs his
thank you.
materials.
Thank you again.
All right, take it easy.